here's a thought. Maybe you being around a gay area brought up shit that you haven't dealt with. Hey, how about that? How about that?
It didn't.
It fucking did.
So if somebody's unsatisfied with something that could be broadly characterized as like triggering to something, that must mean that they're like
unsatisfied with? What does that mean?
Well, like somebody's not completely entertained the whole time somebody does something, obviously.
Completely entertained? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm not complaining. You're the one that's like...
Who says completely? I wasn't completely entertained.
Somebody
that
was
wasn't
honest.
the issue, bro.
Then what's the
That's
issue?
not what the issue,
Okay,
that you
okay,
weren't
get at it.
completely
Okay,
entertained.
What's the issue?
The issue is that you have undealt with homosexual tendencies.
I don't.
Yeah.
I...
Bullshit.
Well, that's your problem. You can't, like, answer anything you're, like...
Then why did you get so fucking agitated from going to a fucking gay area for 1 hour?
I was bored, and then you, like...
No, you're lying. You weren't bored. You were saying, like, I need to be completely entertained. I want to see someone get shot right now. What the fuck, dude? That's not, like, a normal interaction.
It's Cain behavior, you know?
It's fucking crazy behavior.
Nah. Gotta relax a little bit.
Fuck you.
It is what it is, you know?
You're just bananas. I don't understand. You're no fucking...
You're a freak, you know?
Okay, buddy.
I'm not even mad at you, so...
You're fucking not dealing with things that you should fucking deal with, dude.
Yeah, that's
it's
your
got nothing to do with me.
You care more about, like, my gay suppressed things, allegedly, than I care about it. So, like, at that point, like, who's the fucking...
Yeah, but it's, like, screaming out
it's not
of you
screaming
that
at all.
you have fucking undealt with issues. Yeah, you
If I get annoyed at you or I get bored at you, it's not...
No, I get bored at you? That doesn't even make any sense at all.
The fact that you even, like stab at it.
I got
you know
bored at you. That
yes.
doesn't even make any sense.
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Saying like,
what do you think
I was bored
at you.
What
do you think I mean?
It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, what do you think I mean by saying that?
It doesn't make any sense. That means it doesn't make any sense. What
do
I think you're saying?
What do you
I've
think
already
I mean
told you
by
what
that?
I think you're saying. I
Is
think your issue is that experience, which was not really very anything, freaked you out.
It didn't.
Yeah, it obviously did.
Nuh-uh.
Like, you're not even. It's not even like comprehensible. You're
just
like, I don't feel anything. I'm bored. You're bored at me. I'm bored at you. It's like
I am that way.
Dude.
I'm like literally that way. That is what it is.
What way? Yeah, you are that way.
I don't feel
yeah, you are that way. You're right. You are that way. So just be. I mean, I think
I'm not complaining. You're the one that's complaining. I don't know.
You're not complaining. You've been acting like a fucking lunatic.
For like 20 minutes, yeah, I was complaining because you were bitching about it.
You're such a fucking asshole. But
I
whatever.
wasn't.
I don't care.
You brought up.
You're not gay. You're as gay as I've ever seen a fucking human being.
Okay.
There were fucking guys in leotards who were like more chill than you about gay.
Well, that's actually the underscore right here. More chill with what I have to say.
You are a total homosexual. It's definitely true.
I really.
And you're not dealing with it at all. You are a fucking F slur through and through every cell in your body.
Right.
It's obvious.
I'll pretend to give a shit here. I'm corny. I'll pretend to give a shit.
I think it could be a real turning point for you, but like
it won't.
You're obviously a total homosexual. And I'm not even saying that negatively. You should go back there and find some dudes and just go for it, man, because this is crazy what you're doing. It's just crazy. You're obviously gay. You are obviously gay.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You really are. I didn't think so, but like, you are obviously
If
gay.
I weren't gay, your whole like perception would just like crash. It'd be like, it'd be tough. I'm not gay. So.
No, you obviously are.
I'm not.
You obviously are.
What?
You're obviously gay. Yes.
Nuh-uh.
For a guy to spend an hour in a gay area and be as freaked out as you were, you're obviously gay.
Freaked out? How?
You're obviously gay. You are a homosexual.
Okay.
And I'm not.
Okay, so if somebody goes to a subway and he's like, "Oh my god, I don't like these subways," and he complains about it for like 5 minutes, you must be really into like the deli meat. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He complains about it.
If you go on a subway and you get freaked out, you probably have like like a serious issue with like being in
Complaints about
enclosed
not
spaces.
freak out.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Well,
Yeah, it's
it's
No, he
exactly
was talking about going to a
the
subway,
parallel.
like a sandwich subway.
Yeah.
But, okay, whatever. You guys missed analogies.
If you go on a subway and you're freaked out, yeah, you got issues with
No, if I
enclosed
complain about the
spaces.
subway for 5 minutes, and you're like, you have a problem with cleanliness. I think you have
5
OCD.
minutes? You were
I think you
fucking-
have a pathological issue.
You were fucking begging me to fucking clock you. That's what you were doing.
Why?
And then you did it
I'm
to some
talking right
random
here.
guy.
What?
Then you
I
did
don't
it to
want
some
you to fight
random
me.
guy too.
Random guy?
That dude
Who's
had
patronizing
nothing
me?
to do with you getting all agitated. It's you
No.
who had the experience in that gay area.
I'm
That's
not gay,
absolutely true.
I'm not actually like, what?
Yeah.
You
But
pathologize.
What
it
if
in a
you
way that
were?
doesn't make
What if you
sense.
were gay and you have like real longings to have sex with men? Is that such a big deal? Okay, it's just reality.
What's your point? It's not true. So like,
It is obviously.
if you have
true.
like a big, like,
It is
longing
obviously
to like
true.
fuck a chair. Let's muse about this. Like, no.
Yeah,
not
you should
into
deal
men.
with it. Yeah, you should deal
You should
with
deal
it.
with it too, Ben. I don't know.
Yeah, I would deal with it.
Okay, so then what's your point?
My point is, you should deal with it instead of saying like, "Oh, you're my enemy."
It's assuming I believe in what you're saying. I don't.
Well, it's obviously true.
Up to you. Follow me like a paparazzi. I'm not into men, so like it's. I don't know what you want me to say.
You are.
Okay. Cool.
You're really bothered by it, and
I'm
you should
not.
deal with it because
I'm not. I'm
it's
like,
not
I'm
going to
just
go.
not.
Hey, bro, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not going to go away because you say I don't like this feeling that I have. It's
I'm
not
into
going
men.
to go away.
I'm
It's
just not
not
into it.
going to go away.
This angle's not gonna work.
And you've got a girlfriend. She should know about this, dude. It's like,
She's watching right now.
yeah. And what does she think? Yeah, let's
She was
get
on
her-
my side, and she's like, "Oh,
What do you mean
yeah."
she's on your side?
No, she was
She
on my
said she
side to a
was
point, and
on
she's
his
like,
side.
"Oh my god, you're like pestering Ben, and like you know that he's gonna flip out on you." I'm like, "Okay, I don't get it." So
Right, but why does she think you were so agitated from being in a gay area for 1 hour?
she thought I was in a mood. I'm like, "Yeah, like I don't care."
In a mood?
And it
That's
just
what he was-
randomly had to do with the fact that we just were in a gay area and then you
No,
were
because you were trying to be
freaking
condescending,
fucking
and I was
out.
bored, and I was like, "Okay."
Oh, that's boredom? That's an expression of boredom?
No, I was
saying like, I
bored,
need
and
someone,
was on the
someone
gig
to
chat,
be
I'm like, "Oh, wait,
killed
he's
right
being douche
now?
to me," so
How
I'm like,
about
"Okay,
you
might
let
as
me
well."
talk and then you talk?
Okay, go ahead.
Isn't that how it works?
Go ahead.
Okay, but you just no. Instead of go ahead, you should say, "I'm sorry for interrupting you.
I'm sorry for interrupting
That's
you. Never.
bad behavior. I'm
It is
being a
bad
fucking
behavior for me
rude
to cut you off
asshole."
on a certain point.
And now you're doing it again.
What?
Fucking
You can't
asshole.
win. Okay.
Why don't you call your friend up? This isn't working out. Call your buddy up, who's also not gay, by the way,
He's not
right?
gay.
He just has other things going on, right? So why don't the two of you go to his Airbnb and not be gay together, okay?
Then we went
Fuck
to
out
bed.
of here. I don't want you here.
Okay. It is
Call
what
him
it
up.
is. I'm asleep.
You're gonna get us kicked out of this place.
Why?
Because you're so crazy. Because you can't deal with your gay feelings. You have to start a fight with someone
Well, then you should
who's
use
just
that as a
acting and go,
defense tomorrow
"Shut the
if somebody
fuck up
cares."
until I'm finished talking."
Go
How
ahead.
about that?
Go ahead. Okay.
This doesn't make any sense. Have the girlfriend. I'd like to talk to the girlfriend. You don't think this guy's got gay issues? You're dating a gay dude who's just lying. And what are you just sitting there? Why?
I'm totally on your side. I thought he was acting crazy. I yelled at him for fucking.
Well, why is he acting
slamming the
crazy?
door.
It's not the gay thing. It's
It
definitely the gay
happened as
thing.
soon as we went to the gay area.
So why don't you tell him he's lying?
I didn't realize that he would get so fucking triggered by the gay area. I do think there's something going on there. Like, you acted totally different before and after.
What is the point of denying that? I'm just saying like that. Yeah, you
No,
could say
it's
I'm
obviously true. You
psychologizing.
can watch it back.
You have an issue in this area.
I know.
I don't envy you for it. I'm not saying it's a great thing, but to deny that you have it is bullshit.
I-
No, hold on. Let me
It's the
say
biggest
something
bullshit I've ever heard in my life. That's like me saying I'm not tall. It's like, dude.
No, hold on. Now, my dad was asking you about minorities and gays and stuff like that. And you could say, I know your cope is like, this is one of Ben's jokes and I don't like his jokes or whatever. But you got way more pressed about it than you ever have before. And it wasn't really a joke, it was just a comment on the situation, but I know you took it a certain way. But still, even if you took it that way, you got pissed off like crazy.
I told you the reason I wanted you and Adam to go to a gay bar is because I think you should explore your sexuality. And dude, you're in the midst of a fucking fascinating exploration.
No.
Yeah, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Anybody who's not actually a homosexual.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. The idea, the fact that you were like willing to get your fucking ass beaten by a random stranger. That is true.
You talked to that guy like you wanted to fight him.
So
that's crazy.
A
random guy.
So, he
patronized me first. That's like Death Wish material. You don't know that.
It doesn't matter whether he did it first or not.
He could be a fucking.
You can't fight. Why would you do that?
I don't care.
It's a crazy. Like that's crazy behavior. So what if he walked over and clocked you in the face and you were unconscious?
Then he would have clocked me in the face and then I wouldn't do it again, you know?
Why?
But you're putting yourself in an unbelievably stupid situation.
You haven't had that experience yet? You got clocked in the face yesterday, buddy.
For some retard? No, I want some well put together person to hit me for saying something out of pocket.
So you want to get hit?
I'm just saying, like,
you want to get hit.
This is what it is. You want to
get hit.
You want to be in an intimate physical situation with a man, and you're addicted to it.
See how you're condescending about that? I'm saying, like, if a guy were to
I'm telling you, you literally said, I want to get hit by a well put together man. What does that mean?
Yeah.
No.
A masculine man. You're into like gay BDSM.
Okay, so
that's exactly my
and that's not gay?
That's gay. You want to get hit by a guy. That's what you just said.
That's really stupid. No,
he wants a fight.
I don't want to fight.
You want physical intimacy with a man.
And he knocks me out, then he knocks me out.
A masculine man.
You're not going to be turned on by that. Now,
you are. You just said
you're a condescending asshole when you say that, by the way. No, I'm just going to read into what you say, person. But like,
you literally said that. I'm just saying, this is what you want.
You literally say what?
You said, I want a masculine man, well put together, to have physical intimacy.
No, it's not true.
Me by like clocking me in the face.
You said you want to get
BDSM, dude. That is gay BDSM.
That's not the point.
It is absolutely.
No,
I said to you why. I said why did you do that? You said because. I said, what if he came over and punched you really hard? You said, I'd do it again. I want to get hit by a well put together guy. That's literally what you said.
That is what you said.
Okay, here's my example. I'm gonna move this thing through the border. And you say, you can't do that. What the fuck? What are you doing crossing this through the border? I'm like, okay, I want some border agents to come here, frisk the fucking car. I doubt that anything will happen because I'm right and I'm vindicated. Yeah. So you want some like border patrol like go through your car? What are you, a fucking cuck? I'll be like, no, I'm just saying that I'm right about this.
Wait, but that analogy doesn't make sense because
it literally does.
No.
This guy wouldn't beat me up.
No. I can tell you, there are some guys who like the part of prison where they get like people looking in their anus, or they get. It's definitely. I get it. I can see how it's
entirely, Ben.
Don't talk while I'm talking.
Go ahead.
Now you're asking. See, I don't think this is going to work out, Grace. I think we need to make other plans for this fucking asshole to get the fuck out of here.
Lalo,
because this is not working out. You're being crazy. You got another place to go. Go there. Can we get in touch with the other guy? Because, like, I'm not doing this. I don't want to do this.
You just said you want to get hit, and you're clearly trying to start a fight.
I'm not.
In my opinion.
You want intimacy with me.
I need fucking. It's not even working because you don't even really want that with my dad. But like, okay, you're just you have unresolved energy that you're trying to take out. In this
I was trying to go to sleep and then I don't know what happened.
You said you needed to be satiated by me. That's gay, dude. I didn't say that. What are you talking about? You have an appetite that I need to satiate. Like, that is homosexuality.
No.
Yeah.
I'm relaxed.
I want to get hit, but only by a guy with a huge cock.
Not gonna happen.
Dude, I think we gotta part ways here. Why don't you call your friend?
I don't have a problem with you guys.
I don't care. It's just like, this isn't making
any sense.
This isn't making any sense. It's not a big deal. But I'm just saying, I think it would be better.
Okay, so then you're saying you have such a problem.
You're interrupting me again. You're asking. You are begging to get your fucking ass kicked.
I'm chilling.
You're begging to get your fucking ass kicked.
I'm not trying.
I get it. I don't want to be in. I don't feel safe in a situation where someone wants
just fucking
to get his fucking ass kicked by a man. I don't feel safe. I'm not into it.
I don't think that. Okay.
And you're not stopping.
All right.
Is there any way you can text your friend and just see what's up? I'll get you an Uber over to his place. I think that might be a better idea, just to let things cool off. I don't think you'll get in a fight with him. You know him better.
What's the big deal? What's the big problem?
He's 7 minutes away. I'll Uber you over there. Just see if he can let you in. It's an Airbnb. Probably can have a guest.
Not a big deal. I just think it's prudent. Get a little separation. It's not the end of the world. It's just not making any sense at all.
I just don't think it's a good idea for two guys to be in a room together where one guy is wanting a fight. Maybe not personally with you, really, but like just with anybody. I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Somebody said the silence is deafening. Can't wait until a rando joins the room. Nobody can check in this late. It'd be funny though. He's in chat. Law's in chat. He said, my friend is probably asleep. I'll just be quiet.
We'll wake him up. Who cares?
Can you at least try to call him? Sure, he won't mind. He's, what, 23? What does he care?
Sleep is free. Holy shit.
So, no answer?
Yeah, obviously not. You probably fell asleep like 2 hours ago, honestly.
I thought he had big plans.
We'll press him about it tomorrow. I don't know. He's not like a flake or anything. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
There is no we tomorrow.
Damn.
No, I paid for Lalo's bunk. All right. Well, it's a little bit awkward now.
Is there any food?
There's almonds, and I do have a little bit of the
Lunch.
leftover lunch. Avocados are a little bit brown, but
That'd be great. Thank you.
egg, avocado, toast. All right. So, chat, what do we think happened there? How can we maybe make this, maybe get some resolution on this for the night? Let's see here. Okay, Lalo is gay, the end. Lalo needs to admit he's gay. I have no idea, it all seems scripted. No. Lalo admits he's gay. Ben is stuck with Lalo. Just get out of the closet. Lalo needs to admit that clearly the gay club set something off in him. Okay, a lot of people saying in the chat. Okay, I understand people are gonna say that in chat, but Lalo, I think your behavior did change after we went to the club, and I understand there was a guy who grabbed your butt or something, and maybe that made you feel uncomfortable, but I mean, it's not even like about my dad. Like, I genuinely got pissed when you grabbed the camera from me, like without asking. You just like grabbed it violently away.
No, I see what you.
I didn't. I was just like, dude, I'm not cool with that. Like, even Adam didn't like grab it like that. And when he did, I told him to stop. And then with the guy, you were super aggressive with this random guy who wanted to check in here. And then you slammed the door loudly when it was like 2 a.m. on your way out. So
I opened it.
No.
Really I closed it.
Well, okay, yeah, you opened it, but you smashed the bar. And that's just really like just violent behavior for no reason. And then when you said to that guy like, "Hey, come here," like that's also like starting a fight. So your behavior did drastically change. I mean, you were pretty chill at the karaoke. You didn't seem mad or anything. So what happened? I mean, I understand, like, if I went to a bar and I got groped, I might be upset, but I wouldn't, I don't know, maybe you felt like, I guess if I went to a bar and I got groped and then somebody said, like, do you think girls like getting groped at the club or something? Is that how you felt? Like, how dare you ask that?
I see what you're saying. I mean,
is that how you
I don't
felt like
know.
insulted? Because nobody knew that you got like your ass
it's a
grabbed
general
by a
thing,
guy.
like-
So
It's a general thing of like the condescending stuff, and I was like, okay, I'll just call it out now for content. And then I took it too far, because I thought it was all a bit. I'm like, okay, I'll lean into it. I'll take the fucking camera. But like, you know,
okay,
but I
but
never do that. So
you thought it
like
was
out of
all a
nowhere,
bit.
so-
It was yelling at the random guy a bit.
No, I'm just saying like that, like hamming it up. But like it's
was
in
that
real life,
hamming it
so-
up?
What?
Was that hamming it up when you yelled at the random guy?
To a point, yeah.
But what if he had come over and clocked you?
I don't
What was
think
the
he would have, and he
plan?
didn't. So that was my bad.
Yeah, but I.
That's up to me. It's not your fault. Like if I got decked, I wouldn't.
But
ask
but
you
that
for
doesn't.
help.
What I'm saying is when you say I was just doing it for a bit, like that wasn't a
Well,
bit.
no,
that
no, no.
was
You
real
lean
life.
into it as a bit. Like if you were crying, you'd also like be like, okay, well, it's a good concept.
Frank says, my theory on it is he knew he had a fun time in the club, he knew he acted a little bit fruity, and then he went ape shit trying to deflect on it. Acted fruity in the club?
I didn't. So
With what, the dancing?
that doesn't make sense.
I thought you were trying to act like Adam for a little while, and then I realized it. I mean, Lalo, it's okay to be, like, I'm not doing a bit, like, it's okay to be triggered by an experience, but you gotta admit you were triggered.
I wasn't triggered by the experience at all.
But you started acting completely differently afterwards, like,
'Cause I was
way
annoyed and I
more
was bottling
aggressive.
it up. No, I was annoyed for like a while like before that, but
What were you annoyed by?
Everything. For like an hour, I was just like, oh my god, do we have to do this thing?
So you're secretly annoyed by everything? Look, I get pissed off too, and I'm getting a mood and stuff, but like, you should say you're sorry then if you're just taking out your annoyance on other people.
To the extent that I did, yeah, of course.
Well, so you should say you're sorry.
Like I said, yeah. I shouldn't have
You
done
didn't
certain
say
things
it.
like the whole like the snatching of the camera. Like I should have assumed that you didn't know I was like hamming it up at that point. You know, so.
Okay, and can you apologize to my dad?
For what?
For being rude and starting a fight with him for really no reason and just being a tweaker and being aggressive?
It's not really about that.
What is it really
I just
about?
think you should say, look. If I'm in a gay place, I don't really think I'm gay, but you know, you think about like, hey, what would it like to be gay, right? Is that right? Is that correct?
What? No.
No.
If I go to like a 10-year-old's like party, do I think about what would it be like to be 10 years old? No.
If you go to it, like when
What?
we came to the West Coast, and we're like, okay, what's it like to be a West Coast person? It's like, it's different than being an East Coast person. That's a normal experience, okay? If you're around gays, you're like, a dude comes up to me wearing a dress, right? So I'm trying to make sense of that. And, you know, obviously he's in some kind of place that's different than a place that I'm in. I wouldn't wear a dress like that and feel like, okay, like this is just like what I'm wearing, right?
Okay.
But you kind of say to yourself like, well, how does a dude get to a place where he's like wearing a dress, right? Isn't that a normal response?
Okay.
Is it yes or no? The word okay is not really.
No, because you're trying to make a point. It's like, but
And you're saying like I'm trying to trick you into saying you're gay, right? Is that your point? Is like
no, because you're just.
I'm
outright
not.
saying
I'm
I'm
not trying
gay.
to trick you into anything.
You're not tricking anything. You're just saying it outright.
He's saying that you're gay? Did he say
He literally,
you
yeah,
love
he said that
sucking
like
cock?
20 times.
Yeah,
Right now, though?
No, like 10 minutes ago.
Okay, yes, he just
I'm
said that
saying
outright
you
10
are.
minutes ago.
I don't think there's some big thing about saying like I'm gay, but I do think you have repressed feelings. But I give you credit in the sense I think Ron acted more gay by saying like I can't even be here for 2 seconds. You're like, okay, I think I can roll with this, and I think it freaked you out a little bit.
Yeah, I think it freaked you out. But you weren't acting weird in the club. You were just.
Does that mean you're
It didn't
gay?
freak me out though. It didn't.
It clearly
doesn't
did
mean you're
because
Like it actually didn't. It's hard to explain. Like I'm crazy, but like it didn't freak me out. I'm enigmatic in that way.
Right,
People don't
Grace, you've
understand
been
that.
around this guy quite a bit, right? Have you ever? Is this like normal behavior for him?
I honestly have never seen Lalo act so
Right.
aggressive. I've seen him act like a tweaker, but not
look,
aggressive.
look. Let's say you just imagine like a dude giving another dude a blowjob, right? Is that something you're able to imagine?
Yes.
Not you. Lalo,
something
is that something you're able to imagine?
Okay, sure.
Okay. Does that disturb you to imagine that?
Can you imagine your kid getting run over by a truck or something? Can you do that?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So?
Okay, but so then you can ask me the question, does that disturb me? No, it doesn't disturb
Okay,
me.
Sure.
I understand how a truck could run over a kid. Okay, does it disturb you, the idea of a man giving another man a blowjob?
No.
It doesn't disturb
It's
you.
hypothetical. I don't care.
Well, does the image disturb you in a way?
I mean, to the extent like that's distasteful,
All right, well,
right?
Look, let's get out of the hypotheticals. There was a dude who walked by me, touched me on my belly, and then kind of grazed my dick going down. I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. Maybe it isn't a thing, but it was like, it was relatively quick.
He touched
Now-
my arm too.
Okay,
So
now
it was
you
just being touched.
were in a club, and some guys you felt like you wouldn't even really say. Why wouldn't you say? Did a guy grab your ass? Did he pinch your ass? Or was it just like kind of
Was it
subtle?
just like you accidentally rubbed
What
up
was
on
it?
the guy?
Why wouldn't you say what it was?
No, it wasn't really that. I was just kind of like, I don't know. I was trying to make a point at that juncture. I don't know what I was.
No, I want to know what is the experience that you had.
It was just weird. They were like, I don't know. I felt like how a girl feels, where it's like you're getting objectified, that they all want to fuck you. It's like really weird.
Okay, but did anyone do anything to
Well,
you at all?
no, but I don't like that feeling.
Okay, so no one did anything. So like,
Well, like
my thing of being like touched
I wasn't
by this
disturbed
guy.
about that though.
But why can't
Wait,
you
wait,
let
wait,
me
hang on,
finish
hang on,
talking
hang on.
and then you talk? Would that be okay to do or
I'm
no?
not mocking you.
So I'm saying like, it's definitely a gay guy. He was definitely like whatever. He wasn't really coming on to me, but he definitely like was like, okay, this is like a thing that you could do in this gay area. Okay, it was interesting,
Okay, so you got your.
but actually
penis
nothing
grazed by a
happened
gay guy.
like that with you, Lalo.
But you said some guy felt you up. But now
No,
you're
he
saying
didn't
it-
say that.
Well, didn't he say something about like some guy
He
grabbed me or something?
no.
Oh, okay. So it was just a weird vibe. You didn't actually.
No, but he
touch
did say
that
like
guy.
guys brushed up against me or something.
Okay,
my
but
ass.
we were right in the moving line of people coming in and out of the club. So I mean, I got brushed up against.
But
by
you
some guy,
said-
too.
that there were guys who were like kind of. You even said like you had trouble saying it like and I was like ass. Remember?
Guys who were what? I don't remember what.
But you wouldn't exactly say what it was. But now you're saying it was nothing. But the idea of it bothered you.
Yes, I believe that's what he. Is that what you're saying? It's not like anything literally happened physically, but just the fact that there were men in there who might want to have sex with you freaked you out.
No,
So what was it that freaked you out?
it's just weird. I don't know. It's kind of like
Because it was very banal to me. I'm telling you, like I'm sitting there dancing with Aphrodite. I'm
you
like,
saying that is like completely like who cares? Like what does that mean to anybody? Yeah, a girl at a gay club. I felt comfortable. Like okay, like what the fuck? Like what?
So I'm saying
because you keep saying it
a
was
gay
really
dude
weird.
put his
I had-
hand
I'm
on.
not the one that's complaining about the gay club. I said it like an hour ago as an aside.
No, we are trying to process this because you
I'm
started
not
acting
processing
really
anything.
differently after the
I'm
gay
staring
club.
at these this linen right here. I'm like,
And we're trying to figure out.
But that's what someone does when they're just avoiding something. They
I'm not
say, like,
avoiding any
I'm just
case.
looking at this bar.
no.
Yeah, it is. Like you go. So when your parents arguing, did that disturb you? And you're like, No, I'm just
No.
looking at that locker over there right now. It's like
At
retarded.
best-
You know
at
what
best-
I mean? Like,
no,
Yeah.
you're like one of these people that's like trying to diagnose somebody.
we
with
try to
shell
go.
shock,
We try to
and
go
it's like,
into
dude,
what
PTSD.
happened, and you're like, la 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 la
'Cause I'm fine.
la.
No,
You're not
no.
fine.
No.
Lalo, there's a disagreement
I was-
here that we should work out. You can't just
I'm
pretend
trying to
you're
do
not
it.
here.
I'm trying to do it. Okay. I was annoyed. I was bored. And I'm like, oh my god,
No,
these people
that's
are
not
No,
what it
that's
is.
a lie,
No,
dude.
no.
We went to
I'm
the
not
club.
lying.
You were bored by what? The dancing?
No. I was finishing my point. Okay, so we got to the stoop, and I was like, oh my god, they're gonna fucking smoke here, and then take a while. And then I like put up with it for a while, and I was balling it
You
up.
put
and I'm
up
like,
with it? That's a rude thing to say, you know?
well, like I'm just saying, like I'm like,
It
I
doesn't even
want
make
to go
any
to sleep.
sense.
It's
I
just
don't know why
I-
it's rude. It doesn't even make any sense.
We come home from a club and we have a smoke on a stoop, and you
Yes.
say, I'm putting up with this,
Yeah,
and you
because
get
I
annoyed.
want to go to sleep, and I'm like, oh my
So,
god. Well,
so
Who was preventing you from going to sleep?
you
Yeah,
left
but-
and then
yeah,
came
but-
back. Nobody told you to come back.
no,
Who
that's
is
the
preventing
thing,
you
though.
from going to
What's
sleep?
the catch? I'm like, okay, well, like if I go to sleep, I'll look like a fucking asshole. Like I'll feel like
Did
Why?
anybody? You were watching the stream when you came in here. Did anybody say like Lala's an asshole
No,
for
I just
leaving?
internalized it. I'm like, okay, well, I'm feeling like a douche if I just go to sleep, like, you know.
Okay, so your experience of going to the gay bar is that you were just like tired and you wanted to go to sleep. That is the
No, I'm
exact
saying when we got
opposite
back.
of.
I'm saying when we got back.
Let me finish. That is the exact opposite of what it appeared to be. 100%.
I always have energy when I want it, so it's not really a thing that you'd like to.
That doesn't even make any sense as a sentence.
I
Yeah,
always
I have energy whenever I want to have the energy. Like to say, like we were really hyped up after like a certain point.
But
Like,
that
when you guys
doesn't make
napped, I
any
never
sense.
napped.
I always have energy when I want
Okay,
to
so
have
we
it.
took a nap and you didn't.
What does that mean?
Okay,
The point being is that like to say like, oh, you were hyped up
So,
after the point that you were
You
bored,
said
like,
you were
well,
disturbed by being in the gay bar.
Not really. I mean, it was.
Okay, but you
it was-
said you were.
at the time, yeah, because I was trying.
Okay,
to
you
prove a
so
point.
you said you were disturbed at the time,
Yeah.
and now you're saying you weren't disturbed. Okay, those two sentences cannot both.
Because you haven't contradicted yourself in the last hour.
Is that a rhetorical point?
I'm just saying the fact.
Are
that you
those
had to
two
think that through. When you
sentences
came through
compatible?
that,
Are
when you were
those
like,
two sentences, can they both be true? I
Yes.
was disturbed, I wasn't disturbed. Isn't it have to be one or the other?
maybe you were disturbed and you're not anymore.
You could say I was disturbed,
That's
then
that's
I
exactly
wasn't
what I implied.
disturbed, it wasn't that big of a
Yeah, it's
deal.
common sense. I'll be like, okay, like yeah,
But
that's
okay,
weird.
but then you'd have to say then if you weren't
not
that disturbed
complaining.
by it, you wouldn't have
Ben, I'm not
acted in
complaining.
a. You're talking over me, you fucking asshole. If you weren't disturbed by, if you're like, it wasn't that big of a deal. When the guy put his hand on my belly, I was like, I'm not used to that. Okay, I could say like, it was a little bit, like, what's up? But he was pretty gentle. The same guy put his hand on you.
He just rubbed my arm.
I mean, he just seemed like he was just doing this like touchy thing. Okay. So I would say it wasn't a big deal. I think of him as a nice guy. He was, if that was in a non-gay situation, I would be weird, but like whatever.
Yeah.
He's doing this thing. It's like sort of gay and sort of
I thought
just
you might
touchy.
have gotten angry from that for some reason, but I think you were just like, well, it's a gay area. What do you expect?
Yeah, if he had like grabbed my dick, I would have been like, "That's crazy, dude." But
Yeah.
all the gay guys would have said that too. Like,
Yeah,
you don't do that.
yeah.
So, okay, is that how you're saying that your experience was of that?
Me? No.
Okay, so it wasn't like that. You weren't just like kind of disturbed, and then like once you were out of the situation, you're like fine.
My contention inevitably was just that like, it was literally what I just said like 5 minutes ago. Was that you guys were doing something? I was like, oh my god, I need to.
No,
like, I
we're
wanna, like, listen.
we're not gonna just skip to the thing of saying like I'm
What?
bored because you were smoking. That's not how. That's
That's
not
what it
going to
was,
explain
mostly.
anything. That doesn't make any sense.
I was a little disturbed about the gay thing, but like, it's not a
Okay,
big
I was a
deal.
little disturbed about the gay thing.
Okay, what disturbed you about it?
Well, it's just kind of gross to me. The whole thing.
Okay, so it's just kind of gross, but like
I remember you said specifically the gigolo dancers. You know, they have dancers up on like little
Yeah, I
tables
know.
and
It was
stuff.
fucking no.
The
it was-
guys
yeah, it
are
was
like
weird.
in
It was weird.
thongs, pretty much wearing nothing.
I
Yeah.
saw them from across
yeah,
the way.
and they're like,
Okay,
oiled up and everything.
But is that surprising to you that in a gay bar?
I never saw that.
Okay, but is it surprising to you?
I didn't know it was a gay club. I just walked in there, but
we said we were going to a gay bar with you.
No.
Yes, we did.
No, you said that we'd go with Adam, like specifically to a gay thing. That wasn't.
We said we were going to gay clubs.
I don't remember that. Which
we
might
said
be
that
my fault.
so many times.
Like, so now you're just lying.
When we were walking with Aphrodite,
and when
I don't remember you saying it was a fucking gay club.
And when someone is lying,
I'm not lying.
It's bizarre. What would you have to lie about?
I'm not lying.
We made it super clear we were going to gay clubs. As soon as we...
With Aphrodite?
Yeah,
as soon as we got there, it was obvious it was a gay area. You'd have to be blind to be like, I'm not sure if this is gay.
No. Okay.
It's as gay as it can be.
It's a miscommunication, okay? I assumed it was mostly gay things because I could just tell, right?
Okay, but why?
And if you watch the stream, I told Aphrodite, like, well, there's a lot of gay people here. I didn't actually think it was going to be like a purposeful go to gay places. Which is a distinction without a difference. Okay, it doesn't matter.
We said we're going to the Abbey.
You're not making any sense, though, bro. You're not making any sense. I could understand if you go like, "Oh, I didn't hear you guys saying it was a gay bar. I don't want to go here. I'll just Uber back." Okay, that's what your friend did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
I don't understand why he came with us. Maybe he didn't know we were going to a gay-ish area.
Yeah.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, if you're in a gay place, it was obvious it was a gay place. What would be surprising that the gay people are doing gay stuff? I don't understand what would be surprising or shocking or disgusting about it. But you don't let me finish. I let you finish talking, but you don't let me finish talking. You automatically have to start talking before I'm finished talking. And I've corrected you now how many fucking times? Like
13.
20 fucking times. Shut your fucking mouth while I'm talking. And I'll shut mine when you're talking.
This is not working. This is not working.
I'm just saying, look, hey, if that guy touched me and I was like, I really like that, it would disturb me. And like I would really love to like do more of that. Okay, it would bother me. Okay, but like it's called reality. Then I'd have to say like, oh shit, yeah. Okay, but like, for me to say like, now I'm just gonna go crazy and act like an asshole to random people, that's nuts.
My theory is that he did feel weirded out in the gay club, and then when you asked him questions about it, he decided to get aggressive and took out that anger in the conversation rather than dealing with it. However it made him feel, and that's why he brought up.
Ben is already established gay and wants Lalo to join. You had a friend. Okay, let's go into this, Grace, since Lalo's being just like not dealing with something. Mm-hmm. And here we are. Here we are. It's 2025. Mm-hmm. If someone is like maybe feels somewhat attracted to men, what's the big fucking deal? And if they aren't, okay, no big deal either. It's not like a prize. It's just reality. But you had a friend who was Guatemalan.
Yeah.
Good-looking, young Hispanic guy. Mm-hmm. People told you like, oh, he's gay, right? They had gaydar about him, right?
Yes.
But he had a girlfriend or something, right? Yeah. Okay, and then...
Even the lesbian in the group was like, he's obviously gay.
But he, because of his culture, just kind of like felt like, nah, right? And he came to you and was like, I'm not gay, right?
No, he just made it clear he was a lot like Lalo. He's Republican, Christian, clean cut.
Right, so this kind of stuff, he was tolerant of people making fun of him for it.
Yes.
But...
to a point.
He wasn't like crazy about like he was proclaiming that he was hetero, but like everyone kind of got, it's like not, there's tension here.
Yes. Yep.
And then a couple of years later, he came out as gay and kind of embraced being gay.
Even he switched political sides. Because I was like, okay, you know, how does that work with your Catholicism? And he was like, well, actually, I think it's bigoted, and you know, being gay changes your brain. Yeah. So
Okay.
he went full blown the other way.
Okay, and is that a big deal? Was it a huge surprise? No. Okay, is it better that he's at least? Would it be better that he's just sort of like keeping that, like not dealing with it?
No.
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 Okay. Do I think that there are people who like have those tensions? That I believe all men are heterosexual. It's just sometimes something gets thrown off. But it's better to like recognize something than to pretend it's not happening.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think it can happen to greater or lesser degrees with people.
Yeah.
I think there are many men who don't deal with it at all. And I think the men who do deal with it because of family dynamics. I don't think it's a moral issue. It's no. God doesn't hate gays.
No.
Although I do, you know, gay behavior, I agree, is like disordered. Okay, so why is there so much controversy here? I don't get it.
Okay, here's an alternate theory that I think may be more accurate, or I think what Lalo's trying to say about what you were saying on the way back.
It is normal for men to feel like if they're forced to see something gay, that it's kind of disgusting.
Repulsive,
okay.
Yeah.
But like, if you're going to a gay place, you would think you'd be like, okay, well, I'm just an observer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just observing, and I'm not. To be like super wound up about it is odd, because it shouldn't be all that surprising.
I think if I'm trying to be as empathetic as possible, I think the combination of getting punched by Adam, which was a surprise, which sucked, and the vibe was weird, and he had a long day of traveling and everything. Yeah. And then getting made fun of it by chat, which I do think gets to Lalo, even though he won't admit it. And then going to a gay bar, which I do think he wasn't expecting and did freak him out a bit, because he hasn't really interacted with that culture.
But he was free to go or not go.
I agree, but I think he was a little liquored up or whatever, and he just didn't really realize what was going on. We didn't really go to that club specifically because it was gay.
Okay, but it's not like we said. It's not like we said, "Hey Lalo, we're going to go to Taco Bell," and then we end up at a gay bar. I mean, it's very clear that just go to these bars, they're gay.
I agree. I do think that's a little bit of a cope. I think he knew we were going.
Even that Nigerian guy told us to go there.
Yeah.
He must know that it's gay.
Maybe it's like selective memory loss, but like, I don't think he forgot we were going to a gay bar. I don't think that he realized how intense it was going to be.
Like, I could see you saying like, "Oh, I'm going to be at a gay bar for 4 hours and I'm stuck with you here." Okay, that's not the case. It's like Aphrodite made it super clear. Like, I'm only going to be able to go out for an hour.
Yeah.
So you have an hour experience. What's the big deal?
I don't think it was a big deal.
I was like, when I saw the guy like oiled up, like dancing, I'm like, I'm just gonna chill in the park. Just let me know.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
And Lalo made it clear that he wanted to come with us for sure.
Yeah. So where is and it's fine. Like, so I'll have the experience, but like I didn't have the experience. I was like, I just can't do that. It's too much for me. So.
Look, it's actually very simple. He felt like his masculinity was threatened by the Adam thing, so he wanted to pick a fight with somebody. You asked him about the gay thing, which you're just asking about his experience of, but he also felt weirded out by the gay bar. So he decides, I'm going to take my aggression out here. Then when it wasn't really working with you, he picks on the random guy who gets out of the Uber. None of it makes any sense, like, logically, but that's how it makes sense together. He's feeling like, I want to right the wrong of what happened with Adam, because next time I'll do it better.
Okay,
and he's feeling freaked out by the gay bar thing.
He's not a masculine man in the conventional sense. That's definitely true.
No.
If he wanted to be masculine, why wouldn't he go work out and learn how to fight? If he wants to have rep that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what are we doing here?
The thing is, if I think
he's
Lalo
offended
wants
when people
to get
point
hit.
he's offended when people point out that he doesn't know how to fight. Okay, well then why wouldn't you learn how to fight? Or admit that you
I don't really think it's about the
are
fighting.
doing something else here.
I think Lalo wants to prove something. I think it's a difficult place to be in because I think he wants to prove that he can fight and like knock somebody out, but he can't. And he knows he can't. And he's not really interested in like trying to fight to prove like learning how to fight and working out.
Right.
But it's this weird place to be in where like I think he feels humiliated by the Adam thing, which he shouldn't because he sucker punched him, but I think he does. I think Chat gets to him and calls him a pussy, and I think it gets to him. But at the same time, he's not really interested in like being an alpha male and like learning how to street fight. So I think he just feels like, okay, I just want to do something that's kind of crazy to resolve this. So I'll pick a fight with Ben, or I'll pick a fight with this rando.
But it doesn't make any sense
Uber.
to talk all this shit about fighting if you're not actually going to fight.
No, he would if he started shit with somebody, he would pretend to fight them and he'd get knocked out, and that's what he wants. It's he wants to resolve the.
Why are you talking to me as if he's not here?
Because he's zoned out. He's not dealing with the situation. So that's
Well,
at least
why don't
interesting.
you-
No,
to
you're
talk
way
to.
off. You're way off.
Okay, then
Completely.
participate instead of being autistic.
I was letting you cook.
Okay,
God
well,
forbid I interject before you finish your
go
food,
ahead,
you
add
know?
some seasonings to the pan.
Alright, so obviously the whole gay thing is stupid. It's such an obfuscation. When it comes to
Can I ask you a question?
What?
And I am interrupting you, but
You see?
like, okay,
Point for me.
but I'm not just starting to talk over you as you can.
No, you're
talk.
cooking something. I'll let you do it.
Okay. If you knew someone who was gay, would you find that disturbing?
No.
Would you be friends
If I
with
knew
someone?
one of my friends was a felon, would I find it disturbing? Not really. Unless it was
I'm asking you a question. Don't ask me. Don't say other things. I'm saying, if you had a friend.
I made an analogy. Yeah.
What is the fucking defense of it? I'm just asking you a question. You don't need any analogies. If
I
you had a
literally just
friend
said, yeah, sure.
who was gay, would you find it disturbing that he was gay if it just wasn't really part of your friendship, but you knew he was gay? Would
care.
you or wouldn't you?
No.
Do you have any gay friends?
No.
Okay, I see.
Do I have any felon friends? No, but would I be open to having
Well,
a
you're
person?
friends with a guy who fucks 80-year-olds. Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty weird, too.
That's fucking funny.
Okay, but if he was banging 80-year-old men, would that be fine?
That'd be gross.
Okay, so you wouldn't be fine with having a gay friend.
I mean,
You wouldn't be.
depends.
Just say it.
Depends
It's
on the gay. It depends on the gay guy. Like my
Okay,
look.
what would make it one way or the other? If he
It's like,
talks
would
about
you
a
be
lot?
friends with a meth addict? I mean, probably not, but like maybe. I don't know. Would you be friends with an alcoholic? I mean, maybe. Probably not. It'd be in spite of like whatever attribute you want to say it is, but like probably not.
Okay. So
I
if
feel
someone is a heavy drinker,
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't have a problem with that if they had their shit together, correct?
Sure.
Okay. But if someone was like a promiscuous homosexual, you would maybe find that like somewhat difficult to be friends with someone like that. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, but if someone's promiscuous heterosexual, not the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
okay, so you have a problem with.
Okay,
Gay
and
people.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with saying
Nobody's
like
judging.
that. I probably also would. I think it's kind of gross if you're like just like super. If you're talking about it a lot, like whatever, or trying to say like it's normal or whatever. But what I'm saying is like there is something about it that bothers you. You don't just say like, well, whatever. It's like whatever. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
They're not following the code that men should follow, right? Is that the idea?
No.
Well, but if it's fine if you drink, but you keep your shit together, and it's fine that you fuck, but you keep your shit together, but it's not fine if you are gay and you have your shit together, then you're saying like that doesn't like meet the code, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're also saying like if you're a violent criminal, you're not like also part of the code.
Sure.
Okay, so you're saying this stuff is not part of the code, but I'm saying from my perspective, if someone is, what about if someone is like struggle with homosexuality and it's part of who they are, but they're like, you know, I'm not an advocate of it. Is that against the code or what?
No. It's not against the code.
So you're fine with a person like that?
Yeah, I mean, some people have certain like predilections that if they don't act on it, then it's a different thing.
Okay, but like, if someone was like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, this guy who's like promiscuous with 80-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
But why is that like bro kind of behavior?
It's like I can see from his point of view why he's into what he's into. Like, I'm not in his position, but like if I were like in his lot of life, I could see why like he'd like devolve into that sort of thing. So I get it. Whereas with the gay thing, I would never do that.
So you can relate.
Well, no, I can empathize. I could be like, like with the people like in Gaza, like I can understand why they do like crazy stuff because like they don't really have another option. But I wouldn't do that myself. You see?
Okay, but can't you empathize the same way with a gay guy?
To a degree, but it's also like it's gross to a degree where it's like.
But it's also gross to fuck 80-year-old.
Yes,
pussy.
true. Yeah, and I don't do
Arguably
it myself.
grosser.
It's also gross for
But
just
it's
men
funny.
to be
But it's funny.
promiscuous.
But it's
isn't
also
it?
funny to be gay.
Not as much. If my
See,
friend,
I think that's the
if
problem.
my short friend
You
was
say
like,
it's
"Oh, I
funny for
fucked a
your friend.
25-year-old guy," it's like, okay, that's like not funny. That's like actually fucking gross. You said 80-year-old. It's like it's weird to the point where it's funny. It's like a horseshoe. It works his way around.
I disagree. I think it's super gross to fuck a
No, it is
women
gross.
when
It
you're
is
a 25-year-old guy. It's like
He's a freak.
disgusting.
He's a fruit. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
It's like you're mentally ill beyond belief.
That's good. Yeah. No,
I would argue
Well,
it's
let's say he's
probably
with an
healthier to fuck a guy
84-year-old
your own
woman,
age than that.
and you're like going clubbing, and he's with an 84-year-old.
Oh fuck no, she'd die. That'd be gross.
Or like you're going to a restaurant. Would you sit in a restaurant and like?
No, that's his thing. That's his thing. No way. I wouldn't touch that.
All right, but let's say you have a brother, right?
No.
Oh, let's say you had a brother and he's gay. Would that be okay?
No.
It wouldn't be okay. In what
Since I can
sense?
control it.
Like, what does that
If
even
my
mean?
brother
like,
were a
disown
serial
him?
killer, would it be okay? Like I could control him, but no, that'd be bad.
Okay, but serial killer and being gay,
Okay, he's
you're
my Menendez
equating. You're
twin.
saying those are similar.
No, I'm just hyperbolizing to make the point that like I don't control what somebody does.
So if your brother was gay, it wouldn't be okay, meaning what? You wouldn't talk to him?
If my brother were a meth addict, it'd be okay.
No,
I mean,
answer the question instead of asking another one.
I'm equalizing it by saying that no, I wouldn't be cool with it. That'd be bad.
So
You
you think
wouldn't
that
be friends
men
with
who
him.
are gay are disgusting?
No, I'm just saying like I would prefer to have nieces and nephews that are related to me and not whatever the fuck would be the alternative.
But I'm not trying to set you up. Are you saying that men who are gay are disgusting? It's fine to say I don't have a problem if you say yes.
I mean, it depends on what you mean. I'm just saying like, I don't know. It depends.
Well, what does it mean to be gay? It means like you have
It's a setup. It's a setup. Would you say that? I don't know.
You have a desire sexually for men more than women.
Okay, hold on, Ben. Your point being is that like my avarice towards like homosexuality in the abstract is dictating to you that like I'm like a repressed homosexual, and everybody in the chat can see that for what it is.
You keep saying I know where you're going with this
Because anybody else in the chat can spell it out for you. So like you're not subtle, which is the problem.
You see everything as a trap. I'm just saying, like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm
If
just
it's not
asking
trap,
you a
then you're dumber
question.
than what I give you credit for, which is the problem. Because I think you're trying to like do this whole thing of like, would you think this is like a thing? Like, oh, this is gay.
Why would I be trying to like trick you into saying you're gay?
Because it's part of the joke
But what's the joke?
that I'm gay.
I don't think it's a joke to be gay.
Then why do people think it's funny then? Are you like the one person that doesn't think it's funny?
People make jokes about me constantly that I'm gay. They don't bother me because
Okay.
I'm not gay.
So
Okay, so if you said like, hey Ben, you know, when that guy had his hand on your belly, like, did you feel like warm about that? I would say like, yeah, actually it was kind of like nice. Okay, I wouldn't say like, oh dude, I know where you're going here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole fucking,
no, okay,
all of
that's way
fucking,
different.
no,
That's
excuse
way
me,
different.
let me just make this way. All male banter is basically saying, you're gay,
I know.
okay? So, like, for me to, like, for you to say, like, oh, I know what you're trying to say, I'm gay. Yeah, I mean, okay, but, like, why do you go, like, that's a trick, I'm on to you? It's like,
It was too obvious.
what's
You
too
didn't even give the
obvious?
lily. It was just like too clear, like what we're doing.
What's too obvious?
Well, the whole like.
I'm just
like,
asking
hate-
you what your deal
Lalo,
is with
why
the
would it
gay
be,
stuff.
Why would it be a setup? He literally said earlier he believes you are a homosexual.
Because he forgot
what's
he
the
even said
setup?
that before I mentioned it as a counterpoint. So like he even
You
forgot
are
it was-
making the best case that you're a homosexual by like furiously
It's the missing
denying
point-
that you're a
it's the
homosexual.
missing
I mean,
point of reality.
any gay
I don't
person,
mind.
any gay person watching that would be like, Lalo
They'd be
is
wish
gay.
casting. They're like,
He's
oh,
making
yeah,
the
yeah,
best
recruit
case
this
that he's
guy.
gay, and they wouldn't be joking around. They would be saying like literally,
Yeah.
this kid is gay.
Okay, wait. Can
And I'm just
can I
telling
say
you
something
that
in
that
Lalo's
is
defense?
true. And you could say, oh no, it's a rhetorical thing that you're doing, Ben, to like kind of like fuck me over like this. That is absolutely not true. That's not true.
I think
I have no
not.
I have no incentive to say you're gay. I don't think it's a W on someone to say they're gay. It's stupid.
Zoe
Will I
Starr-
banter with guys and say that? Yeah, but like I'm not. That's not what's going on here.
Zoe Starr confirmed Troon, OnlyFans person, says, I'm from the gay capital of the UK. Trust me, Lalo is a flaming gay. But listen, I wanted to say, I think it's more about masculinity.
Because hetero
than it is
guys
about
might be
gay
like, I don't
thing.
know if he's gay, but gays would be like, he's gay. Because they've had this experience. They'd be 100%.
I
He
think
has, what I mean by gay is like, he has unresolved issues here sexually.
unresolved issues.
And they would
yes.
say that's absolutely true. It's not even controversial, and it'd be better for him to deal with them than to just pretend he doesn't have this issue, and it's fine. You know what I mean? And even like I think a Catholic priest would say, "Look, it's better for you to deal with it." The Pope would say it's better for you to deal with it than to pretend it's not there. And it doesn't mean you're going to be gay for the rest of your life, but like this whole like, ew, gross, yuck. I want to kill someone right now. Like, that's not good.
No, it's not.
How do you think these fucking pulse type people do this thing where they shoot up places? It's unresolved issues. Look, I would say, I'm not saying, someone could say, when I say like, oh, they're super hot 16, 17-year-old girls, maybe you have a problem with pedophilia. Okay, I would say, well, that's not pedophilia, but like, okay, but what if I said they're smoking hot 6 and 7-year-old girls, like Mr. Girl says? Okay, maybe I have a problem with pedophilia. If I'm like, yeah, you know what? I've got to admit, like, there are some 7-year-olds that are bangers. Then it'd be better that I acknowledge it than that I go like, that's fucking gross, and those people should be killed. It'd be better, right?
Mm.
It wouldn't mean I'm a terrible person. And like, why would I be like super disturbed by that? Because like, I'm trying to like, say like, I don't want to be who I am. But in reality, if someone was to say to me like, yeah, there are some hot 6-year-olds, I'd be just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm.
And thank God. And thank God, like I go to a gay bar, having like sexual stuff with dudes, I think is zero interest to me, but I don't think I'm better than other people because of that. I'm just super glad I don't have to deal with it.
Mm.
So what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to, and I'm not trolling you, I'm just saying, why do you have so much fear involved in having homosexual feelings? Why is there so much fear involved with it?
I don't.
If it is, it is.
What's ironic is that we're litigating this. I'm staring at this. I'm zoning out. Like I don't have a problem. You're the ones trying to like.
Okay, but all right. Okay,
but
look. Let's say pedophilia. I don't think you have any. I've never seen anything saying that you're interested in kids. But if we went to like a beach where there's a bunch of little kids, and you got freaked out from that experience,
Mm.
I'd be like, and you were talking about it like that's fucking gross, like those kids shouldn't have been wearing those bathing suits, like.
Right.
I would say, like, dude, maybe you've got an issue.
No, it isn't actually, because I wasn't bitching about the gay thing until people brought it up as in, like, why are you pissed off in the first place? So it's not the same thing.
But
Grace has said, like, she knows you fairly well. She's never seen you act like that.
I haven't.
It made no sense in the context.
Because I was leading into it. I never leaned into it.
No, and then you're going to go, I was doing it for content. Bro,
yes,
no one believes that. You were acting crazy.
No, I was leaning into it.
You were basically begging me to fucking punch you in the fucking face.
And a random, too.
And you're not even really like that type of guy.
No,
you were begging me.
I know what happened.
No guy's ever done that to me.
I know what happened. I know what happened. The gay thing may be a side thing. Lalo got trolled by chat into feeling emasculated by what happened with Adam, so he was trying to act like Adam with you. That's literally what happened.
Nope.
No,
it's the gay stuff, Grace.
The gay stuff.
He wasn't doing that earlier. He wasn't acting aggressive.
True, actually, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no, the gay thing triggered it. No, yeah, no, he was being very friendly. That's a good point. Yeah, no. That theory doesn't make sense. He was being.
But what I'm saying is, what is the big deal?
There's no
if
big
there
deal.
are, okay, so there would be no big deal. So let's say this: would it be a big deal if you were to acknowledge that you have strong sexual urges towards men? Would that be a big deal or not? I'm just asking you. Was that a big deal?
If I said that,
if you just said it
would.
Would it be a big deal, or would it be like, okay, it is what it is, and like that's who I am? It is a big deal.
What if you were gay? That'd be crazy.
If I was gay?
Yeah, if you like literally like said it and you were actually gay, that'd be crazy.
I'm not saying acting on it. I'm just saying if you were to, if I was to,
have the thoughts of it, it'd be weird.
If I was to be, I don't know, it'd be weird maybe, but like. If I was to acknowledge, like, I actually would love to be here, like, there's a huge part of me that wants to stay here and be with dudes like this, I would just say, like, that's just data. You know what I mean? It's not bad or good. It's hard to imagine. I mean, obviously, I've been around people who are gay, so it's, like, hard to imagine, like, just all of a sudden that dawning on me. But, like, if I found myself really disturbed by something, I would say, like, okay, that's probably helpful for me to know about, even if it may not be what I want to know about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, you can understand why people get freaked out, right? Like if you get like
if I'm like, for example, if I'm
crazy.
If I'm looking at porn, and I'm like, all right, you know, I really want to see like more dicks.
Yeah.
Okay. And then whatever, I'm just, you know, fantasizing, okay. Or if I want to watch someone get killed or something, right? It might be like, okay, that was just fantasy, but like, that's a little odd. I'm surprised. I didn't realize that I had that, you know what I mean?
See, I think you are much more secure in yourself than most people. Most people, if that happened, they might do it and then they would close it quickly. I would do this. I would close it quickly and say, like, forget about that. That didn't happen. I'm crazy. I'm such a bad person for doing that.
I remember once I was looking at porn years ago, and there was like threesomes. And when you look up threesomes, sometimes it's two guys, and sometimes it's kind of gets a little gay.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember being like, okay, I went there.
I've gone there too.
And, you know, okay. It was kind of not that interesting to me. But I was like, okay, if I keep going there, maybe there's something here that I, you know. Okay. But it wouldn't be like, you're saying it would be like incredibly disturbing, right?
Okay, so let's just contextualize it in a different way, okay? So people can look at gore, right? Like people being dismembered and whatnot, and everybody can agree that it's gross. And other people can have different views about it. And you could say, well, me as Ben, you know, I can view this like gay stuff and I don't really internalize it. I don't have a problem with it. And then another person that's more squeamish could say, this is actually really gross. Fuck that. Oh my God, what the hell is this? And then you'd be like, yeah, you must have unresolved feelings about this gore. You must be really into killing people. You must be really into this thing. You want to shut down the gay thing so much? You want to talk about the gay stuff so much?
Okay, all right, yeah, okay. So you're saying, okay, one person could go to a horror movie, or see a horror movie, and they're like, "That's super explicit," and it disturbs them, and another person could be like, "It doesn't disturb me much. I can understand it's fake." Okay, and you're saying the analogy is, one person. I agree with you. Like someone who's never experienced gay anything, is not aware of it from Amish culture, is tossed into West Hollywood, didn't know they weren't prepared for it, and they might find it like off-putting because it's like just totally crazy. And another person who's used to it and knows is there, like Justin, who's not gay but like worked there. It's like whatever, he understands it. Okay, but here's my question to you then. Would you go back there?
To the bars we were at?
Yeah, would you go back there and feel okay,
not those.
Okay, so you wouldn't go back there. So it's not really a matter of being unaccustomed to it. You're like,
you don't like it.
I didn't enjoy that experience at all. I don't want it
it's
repeated.
Italian, I don't regret it, but it was fucking strange.
It was a disturbing experience for you, and it's not. It's not because you're unaware that there are gays in gay culture. You're not Amish, right?
Well, okay, so if you went to a Magic Mike concert or like Chippendales where there's those guys stripping, okay, like you know that exists, but it's still like, dude, like what the fuck was that? Like you could have fun like aside from it, but it's like I would prefer not have that happen. So it's not a big deal either way.
Okay, so you would say like, okay, so let's give that as an example, all right? So these are like male strippers who are not gay necessarily, right?
Sure.
And you're saying if you had like, I don't know, why would you be there? Like say your job involves you being at something like that, you would be disturbed by it, or?
Oh yeah.
Even if you're just there because like your job.
If they had 12-year-olds doing that, I'd be like, dude, what the fuck is going on? That's gross.
12-year-olds?
Yeah, like gay guys like stripping and like, yeah, no, it's all weird to me.
What is 12-year-olds?
How did 12-year-olds get involved?
I'm just saying, like, either way, like if it's like 12-year-old girls or like gay guys, I'd be like, that's gross. I'm not into this. It's like, it's weird. I like, for me to just tolerate it, but like, just like having like.
Where did gay guys get in? Chippendales, that's not gay.
Yeah, it is.
It's for women.
Well, yeah, like.
Magic Mike, you're talking about that guy's Tatum.
If I'm there.
Channing Tatum
is not
the point
gay.
Is, okay, my fucking God. Okay.
Is he? That's not gay.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's guys like in Speedos, like, dancing, like, on these women or whatever.
Okay,
it's like,
right.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
It's not gay.
What are you doing there? I mean,
what?
I'm just saying, if for whatever reason on a practical level, you're just there because you're, I don't know, whatever. Like you're a lawyer, right?
I'm auditing this.
You're a lawyer,
franchise.
and so you're talking to the guy who runs the club about legal stuff.
That's not as bad.
Okay, and then there's this whatever stripping thing going on. So you're saying that bothers you? But you're not unaware that stuff goes on, right?
Well, no. It's like it's like if a person farts in your vicinity, like it's like awful. But I mean, you put up with it. Like I prefer not to be there if I could avoid it.
The fact that
you're not really saying that. So let's say you're with these girls, right? And they're like, oh, MG, let's go to some like let's have a whatever stripper come over. It'd be funny for like one of these girls for her like whatever party, right? They do that, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I like being around these girls. And so, like, but it would bother you, right? That some guy's doing this, like, stupid rent-a-stripper thing, right?
Mm-hmm. That's super weird if that bothers you.
You understand that, like, that would be abnormal if that bothers you as, like, a hetero guy.
So if a guy rented a stripper, I'd be bothered by that? Is that what you're asking?
Girls doing that stuff, they're not doing it, like, because they're getting horny. It's like a joke for them.
Yeah, like
okay, but for you to be with them and this guy does this thing, it's like
that
I understand if he's grinding up against you and sticking his dick in your face. That's like kind of bothersome.
No, that's be weird to me.
If he's doing it with like whatever your friend, and she's like, and all the girls are like laughing, like it would be abnormal. That would bother a hetero guy.
Like that. No, it's gross.
And it would also give you rep with the girls, and every guy knows that. Like if you're getting freaked out, you're not going to be. They're going to be like, what is up, dude?
Let me put it to you this way.
Absolutely.
Let me put it to you this way. There's a scene in The Office, the American version, which is like the most like bourgeois banal shit ever, where the girls in the office hire a male stripper, and it's just a joke for all the girls, and none of the guys in the office are like put off by it. They just think it's funny. Like it's the whole show is like this male stripper. Nobody's freaked out by it. That's not the joke. Men who are freaked out by a male stripper for women, that's weird. Nobody, I would never even consider that.
Okay, you're thinking about it different. That's okay. I wouldn't care about that.
You're
I was
weirded out by the male physique.
I was assuming
You're disturbed by the male body.
That's not true. I was assuming.
It doesn't have to do with gay or straight.
No,
because Chippendale's damn male stripper.
I was like in a dark room. It's like 6 girls, and there's some fucking guy like doing all that, and I was just sitting there. This is what I was assuming. Like in that case.
All right, let's try this one. Let's say this is a dorm, whatever, right? So it's like you're in some sort of an army type situation, and the dudes shower naked, gang shower, like whatever. Maybe it's jail or something like that. It's a gang shower, dicks out. Do you find that disturbing or no?
Not that much, no.
Not that much.
Well, but so
I prefer not to do that.
Why?
It's kind of weird. I mean, would you prefer to like shower with like your like relatives or something? Like it's not like necessarily.
Oh, well, that's
wrong,
very
it's
very
like,
different.
It's still kind of like.
That's very different. Your relatives, like females?
Well, no, I'm just saying like growing up, like you have to like do certain things or like you gotta like. So it's like awkward, but like I'm just saying like when it comes to like other guys, like even like in high school or whatever, like you have to go to like the locker room, but you prefer not to do that.
Okay, so let's
prefer
say
to shower by myself than with like 10 other dudes, but I'll do it.
Okay, let's say you go to a rest area. You're driving. You go to a rest area, and there's a bunch of guys urinating. Is that a problem?
No, I don't care about that.
Do you prefer to urinate by yourself?
Yeah.
So what about like the addition of like other men who have their dicks out is problematic?
It's more awkward. It's like if I'm staring at a TV screen and then like 5 other people are watching, it makes me feel.
Wait a second.
Is this entertaining enough?
You said more awkward. Do you feel awkward urinating?
By myself, no.
Okay, you don't feel like that's an awkward situation.
So you just mean it makes it awkward, not more.
If there's
awkward.
more people, yeah.
And but there was a bunch of guys, like it's pretty conventional, right? It's not like weird that people have to urinate.
Bad, but like it's not
or
ideal.
like in the middle of like a football game, a bunch of guys are going to go urinate.
Yeah.
Okay, dicks out. You're like, that's kind of awkward.
Would you prefer to hit the snack bar when it's just you, or have 5 other people vying for the exact same sort of thing?
Look, let me tell you. I'll tell you the truth. You could say I'm gay. I kind of like urinating with other guys around. It's more social, you know. Say hi, fist bump, take a look at everyone's.
I think he's triggered by the male body. Honestly,
I think there's something about like men's male sexuality that bothers you.
I think you guys pathologize me because you don't understand me, and nobody understands me.
I'm saying
I'm
if
trying
I
to
was,
understand you.
it's like you guys try to mine at the same thing, and it doesn't work. It's like I don't know. It's like when people try to invent something, they don't invent it at all. It's like
this is not high level psychology, bro. This is like
it's not high level at all. You guys are trying to do the skate thing, and it doesn't work on me.
No. This isn't any try at anything. This is like just like obvious. Anyone would.
You
tell
went
you
to a gay bar and freaked out. It's
You're
not a hard
saying that urinating
thing.
at a rest area, like during a football game, or like at a bathroom at a football game, is awkward. That's weird. It's just weird, dude.
Okay. Well,
I'm saying that's
or
kind of
girls ordering a male stripper is weird. It's not weird.
It is weird.
The fact that you think that's weird
what woman
is
does
weird.
that?
And that happens all the time.
Gross,
Lots
dude.
of girls do that
That's
as jokes.
gross.
They go to male stripper
That's
places
gross.
or they hire one for
Those
a
women are
bachelorette.
gross.
It's not gross.
And
It's
they can
not
suffer.
gross.
They can suffer.
See now. Here,
Fucking
all right, let
gross.
me flip it. Let me flip it the situation. I've never been and would not really want to go to a strip club because I think the type of women, that whole thing, is like it's exploitive of women who are usually drug addicts and things like that. You wouldn't think that was gross, right? You would think that's like bro, right?
Now, strip clubs are also kind of gross too.
Okay, but not morally, right?
I don't player hate, but like no, it is bad morally too, obviously.
Okay, but if a guy said like we went to the strip club last night, you'd be like, okay, cool, you're a cool guy. But if you were like, we went we took these girls and we were hanging out with these girls and they had a stripper come and it was hilarious. You'd be like, bro, no, that's not okay.
Well, no, it'd be like if my friend said like, oh, I got hungover or I got so drunk, I'd be like, okay, well, that's amusing, but also like you shouldn't actually do that, like in principle,
But you're talking about what you find like disgusting and awkward. It's not really so much like morals.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's all
like
relevant.
You don't care if a guy's like he's like I snorted cocaine off a girl's tits. Okay, you're like that's unhealthy, but you're like
well, yeah, he's not my kid. I don't know. What do you want me to do?
Okay, but right, I understand, but it doesn't really disgust you. It's just like funny or stupid, right? And if you're not big, okay, but you're saying this idea of like the stripper at the party is like yikes.
Well, I'm not at that age where I know women that like are ordering those things. So like for me, it's like I like some 20-year-old girl's like, oh yeah, we did this. I'd be like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? So yeah, maybe when you're 35,
really
it's more normal.
strange to say.
But everyone understands that is like part of like
silly girl
it's like
stuff.
sort of silly girl culture.
It's just a really strange thing to say.
I understand if you say like,
know.
oh, these girls went to like a sex club and did BDSM.
I don't know anything about male strippers, so like I don't know what they do.
You said Magic Mike. Have you seen the movie Magic Mike?
No, I haven't.
Okay. What do you think that male strippers do?
Would you see the movie Magic Mike?
No.
Okay, would it be?
Fuck?
I don't even know what the movie's about.
Exactly.
It's about a male stripper. It's a comedy movie.
Okay, so you would refuse to see it.
He's just a male stripper.
Would I see it? Probably not.
Okay, I imagine if you went and saw that movie, you would have the exact same reaction that we had. This.
No, I saw Brokeback Mountain. It's a good movie aside from the gay stuff, but like it's still fucking gay.
Okay, so what was your reaction to Brokeback Mountain?
I thought it was I literally just said it. It's a good movie, but it's gay.
Well, I didn't hear you say it was a good movie.
It was good. Like it's subjective. Like Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal. No, it's a good movie, but it's gay. It's liberal.
Well, obviously,
well,
it's gay.
You mean it's gay? Like it's a gay movie? I mean, that's like saying.
Well, no. Like it's Well, imagine if you had a great movie about like meth addicts and like they glorify the meth use. Like it's objectively a good movie, but
you
like,
thought Brokeback Mountain was a good movie?
What?
You thought it was a good movie?
Yeah, like it's a compelling plot, but I just thought the guys were selfish. They like leave their wives and all that, and I thought it was like, and like you can see why they did that, but it was like still like a scummy move for them to do that, and it's
why could you see why they did that?
Well, because like they were repressed and like they hid the whole thing, and you can see why they did that because it was like 20 years ago, but it's still very scummy for them to like promise a girl this whole thing and a family and all that, and so, well, it's scummy.
I don't think it was a good movie. I think it was really stupid.
I saw it like 5 years ago. I don't know, but I thought it was good.
I thought it was a homophobic movie. It was like made gay sex look just like brutal.
Well, because I
and
assume
crazy,
it is.
which it is. Yeah,
no, it's gross now that you say it. Yeah, no, they put the scenes in there. It was fucking weird. But yeah.
I know which scene Lalo liked in that movie.
The tent one. Yeah, it's tough.
But. So what was the context of you seeing that movie?
Well, so I watch movies just to see like I like
going. Now you have to explain. You're gonna say like, oh, he's trying to trick me, right?
No, not.
I have to explain that like bros watch gay movies, right? It's no,
You're curious. I just watch movies that other people watch, so I can like talk to them. So like I knew Brokeback Mountain was something that people like mentioned a lot, so I.
Okay, so wait a minute. You watched it by yourself?
Yeah.
And when you chose that movie, why did you choose that movie that night?
Because it was on the list. I was watching, so there was like this documentary about how Heath Ledger was a method actor, and that like he died after the filming of The Dark Knight when he was the Joker. So I was curious what other things he had in the filmography. The other big movie he did was the Brokeback Mountain, so I clicked on that one.
Okay.
It was on Netflix.
And what was your reaction after watching that movie?
Well, that it was good, but I literally just said that like 5 minutes ago.
What about the gay scenes?
Well, I skipped over them, but I'm like, dude, really have to show this? Like, you could just insinuate a sex scene.
Wait a minute. So you're watching it, and you have the remote?
Well, like, no, it's on the laptop, but like, I was like, okay, like, I could see like vaguely what they're gonna do, so like, I skipped it like, by 2 minutes.
You skipped over the gay scenes?
Yeah.
But what?
But you're watching a gay movie.
Yes. If you're watching a heterosexual movie with your parents, you're gonna skip over the sex scenes. You know.
But you aren't watching it with your parents. You're watching it by yourself.
If you're watching a hetero movie by yourself,
I don't want to. Yeah, but I don't want to watch the sex scenes between like gay people.
But why are you watching a movie about gay people then?
Because I'll skip over that. If I want to see a movie about meth addicts, I'm not gonna get
Did
the
you
part
watch
where,
them kiss?
I don't remember that, but maybe I don't know.
But you just said the tent scene, so you know the scene.
Because that was like an anal thing. Yeah, no, I skipped it. Because they were in the tent and then they were like humping, and I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? But I skipped it.
All right, but by that point, you've basically watched the sex scene.
No, because that'd be different. Okay.
Why even make a point of saying I skipped over the sex scene? That's so
Because he
gay.
asked me, right? Didn't he ask me?
No.
Oh.
He said.
So you're having this.
He said,
So
did
you're like,
you watch?
So you're saying like, okay, I'm
I
watching
don't
Heath
even
Ledger,
mind
blah
if
blah
I
blah
watched
blah
it or
blah
not.
blah.
Like, it's not like
I'm watching
anyway.
Brokeback Mountain tonight by myself.
Because I'm a sick freak.
Play. Okay, so you know it's a gay movie, and then you get to where it's like, it's not like they had like porn scenes, right?
No, it's not like any.
It's an R-rated movie. You know they're not going to have like
Genitalia.
penetration,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so but you get to the point where it's like you obviously know there are going to be gay scenes in this movie, right?
Yeah.
They build the tension.
Mm-hmm.
The tent thing starts happening, and then what? When you feel like there's been penetration, then we press the fast forward button.
We'd have to review the film. I don't know. I feel like I skipped it at certain points. Like this was a while.
I'm
ago.
sorry.
Wouldn't you skip the whole thing according to you?
Watching a movie
No.
about gay people and skipping the sex scenes is fucking gay. It's super fucking gay.
Suffer, bitch. Suffer.
It's just a
super
bizarre.
gay.
You're having like
Most
a
people did that.
you're doing like a
No.
bizarre sort of
I'm a
like
real American.
prophylaxis with yourself about like,
Suffer.
okay, it's not gay if I fast forward over
I don't
this
care if it's gay or
minute.
not. I'm just
But
like
the rest
trying
of
to
it
please
is
myself.
like,
I don't mind if it's gay. I just don't want to see it.
but the movie is a gay movie.
So
Well, you just said I don't want to see it, but you obviously did. You were fine with seeing it. You did want to see it, right?
yes,
No one had a gun to your head to see it.
I'd watch documentaries about the Second World War. It's pretty ugly, but I'll see it because I'm curious.
Okay,
What
but you
about
just said I
you were
don't want to
curious
see
about
gay
gay
stuff.
people.
But you
I was
watched a
curious
gay
about
movie.
it was literally just to see what Heath Ledger was doing, and like why people mentioned the movie so much in gay jokes. I was curious, so then I saw it.
You were curious about. Oh, you were just saying as an actor, I was studying Heath Ledger. Come
No.
on, dude.
Killer
no,
Tony
I
says-
said no.
Wait, Killer Tony says, I knew an old guy that was told the movie was a Western. He was seething when he found out it was a gay romance. Hey, what tarnation?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Okay, so if you had a brother who was like, I'm gay, he told you privately, like,
Mhm.
I have these gay feelings, you would say, that is not okay with me.
Well, no, I'd be glad he told me in the first place. I guess I don't know.
But you said it would not be okay with you.
Yeah,
It's
you-
not
you
great,
said-
but like, no, I mean, if my brother told me like, hey, I'm an addict of this drug, I'd be like, okay, well, it's not good, but yeah, I'm glad you told me. Let's work around
Okay,
it or something.
So, but if he said, I'm gay, you say that's the equivalent of being a drug addict? Like, in the sense of, like...
No, drug
behavior?
addict's not as bad, honestly.
Being a drug addict... But wouldn't it be the equivalent of saying, like, I want to take drugs? It'd be like saying I have gay feelings.
Okay, you're
It's not...
conflating it. Okay, so if a guy has gay ideations,
Yeah.
but has an actor on it.
Yeah, let's say,
Well,
like...
that's not that bad. No, it's like,
But why is it
Some
bad
people
at
just have
all?
that.
I don't understand what's bad about it.
if you have ideations towards children, I think that's bad, even if you don't act on it. I think that guy's a fucking creep. I wouldn't trust him around my kids. Right? So, like, that's fucking gross.
Okay, but...
Ideations aren't, like, okay to have, in my opinion.
Have you ever wanted to... have you ideated about killing someone?
No. What I'm saying is, like, if you're actively, compulsively, like, I'm imagining doing this, like, that's, like, you wouldn't trust that person around something. Right?
If
Just
they
a
were
back out of the
honest
cave.
about it, I would trust them more than someone who I felt like it was...
That's not the question, though. I'm saying, like, do you trust them as much as the other person? No, so there's, like, a
As
predilection.
what other person?
a person that doesn't have the ideation. So like if I have an ideation towards like lighting this bed on fire versus a person that doesn't have that, you trust the other person over the person that wants to.
All right, let's go on this. Okay, so if I think gay is not okay, let's say, I do. I think like in some ways they shouldn't be like working with younger boys. Okay, so should I trust you less if I'm hiring you like to like work in the Boy Scouts because of your reaction to your experience tonight? Or should I?
Well, the analogy doesn't work because I'm not gay. You think I'm not.
No. You said ideations, and ideations can be positive or negative, right? So like someone who's like really freaked out about something and talking about, let's say, pedophilia all the time, wouldn't you say like that's a person you would not hire?
Okay, so you're gonna get me on the.
Would you agree that they have a very, very strong reaction to this topic? It should be like that if you work around kids, like you're not constantly talking about how gross it is to have sex with kids.
No, I know.
Right? Because that's weird.
Of course, yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so but wouldn't that be true of you with the homosexuality? That's kind of weird. And
I've only been talking about gay people because you brought it up. Like if you like,
no. Your reaction to being around gay culture for an hour with two heterosexual females is extreme. It is extreme.
I wasn't even bitching about that.
And then you go into this other stuff, and it all bolsters this kind of thing. Like you've got this really weird thing about it.
So it's like all like a dead end.
It doesn't matter what you say you were upset about. Your behavior changed a lot from before. You can rewatch the stream.
That's true.
But here's your thing. You're saying like I wouldn't go back to that area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm saying like, yeah, but I understand you might say like, well, this is boring. Okay, but that's not your reaction. Your reaction is like, that was a frightening experience.
No, I was really bored when we like were at the stoop. I was like, oh my god, I have to stay here for an hour.
No, but you were acting aggressive.
You're lying.
You were angry.
Agitated beyond belief, and you said that you wanted me to completely something.
I said I wasn't,
and
I
was
wasn't
like,
completely satiated, and then you like
yeah,
asked
I
me
needed
about
to
it.
completely satiate you.
Which is a weird thing to say.
I never asked you to do that.
You wanted me to completely satiate
I never
with
said
like
that.
what you call entertainment.
No, I think people said.
And you said I would like to see someone get into lethal.
I never
fight
said that. I said
across
I
the
would
street.
need that to be completely like enthralled, which is not the same thing as I would like this to happen.
Why is it that you go to a gay area and then you want to be completely enthralled or entertained or satiated? Don't you understand? And I understand you're saying like, oh, you're tricking me. I'm not. I'm saying it
You're not.
literally.
You're
There is
confused.
an appetite that was triggered by that experience that seems gay-ish.
No. We could have gone to like Hooters. I would have had the exact same like thing going on.
Not true.
I mean, it'd be more mild. It would be less gay, but like it would have been the same thing. Because we were at the Stoops. You were talking
I
to
think
the other
that's true.
guy,
I
was
think
like,
you
oh my
also
God.
have a problem with like female sexuality. Obviously,
I don't. No.
If
You're
we
just
were
gonna
at
hate. I'm straight.
Hooters,
Suffer.
if we were at Hooters, you would have
Had the same reaction, almost.
been really triggered and upset.
No, because I wasn't triggered at the gay thing as much as like I was just bored and I was leading into it.
you're as straight as a person can be. Is that what you're
Basically,
saying?
Yeah.
So you're straighter than me.
Well, it's like I'm as 5 foot tall as anybody else, as in like you're taller than me, but I'm like over 5 foot, so like nobody can complain about it. And so like yeah, I'm as straight as can be.
But
Like,
then you
it's
would
not
have,
even up to
you
debate.
must think that I'm somewhat gay, which I don't mind you saying.
You're more flexible than I am, I think, but not that it matters.
But you're
Let's
saying
go
like
philosoph-
I have more
philosophically open.
gay proclivities than you do.
Yes,
Okay.
not by much, but yeah, you definitely do.
Okay, so you're straighter than I am.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have maybe some issues with homosexuality.
No, I don't even care. No, I'm like so straight. Anybody that's a little gayer than I am, they're completely fine. It's no big deal. It's like
I'm
cholesterol.
not
My
saying it's a
cholesterol's
big
fine.
deal. I'm not saying that you're saying it's a big deal. I'm just saying in your mind, because our two views of things are so different, you must think that I have problems with homosexuality because I should be more disgusted by it and more like fly off the handle if I spend an hour in a gay area, right? Right?
To
because
me,
that's wait a minute, because that would be more hetero, right?
No, to me, you're like a cop who's like trying to work an angle here, but like it has nothing to do with the case, and so it's like it's just a dead end. Like,
no, but you won't answer the question. I'm just saying it's logically, this would be the logic, right? You're saying I'm hetero. My reactions are hetero. Me skipping the Brokeback Mountain, totally hetero.
True.
But me watching the scene, which I've seen Brokeback Mountain, but I saw it with Grace.
What the?
What do you mean, what the?
I'm just joking. I'm kidding.
Okay. And I wouldn't skip through those scenes. It just seems stupid. It's like a piece of artwork.
Okay.
It's not gay porn, but like. Okay, so, but you must think that you're. Yeah, go ahead. What's that?
What was your reaction watching it live? You both just grimaced and like stone faced watched the screen.
We laughed.
Okay.
I remember.
Yeah, I was kind of interested in it in the way I thought it was weird because, in a way, I thought the movie was really anti-homosexual. It made homosexuality look horrendous, selfish, and gross. So it actually seemed like a hetero movie. It wasn't romanticizing homosexuality, and the sex scene seemed like brutal.
Yeah,
it did.
That was rough.
So, but this, in a way, it was like I was like, oh, this isn't even really pro-gay. I didn't understand what the director was trying to do with it. I think it was trying to be like pro-gay, but it ended up being.
I don't know if it was trying to be pro-gay.
Anti-gay.
It did make gay people look bad.
The selfishness was definitely part of it. But anyways, but they also were supposed to look like victims. But I think two dudes like meeting up and having secret gay sex is gross. I just it's. Anyways, so yeah, so you must think that I handle things in a gay way since you're straight.
That's
right?
beside the point. Who cares?
Well, but okay, so when the guy touched my belly, I should have been like, "Hey, I want to fucking kill that guy," right? Or something like that.
No.
What would have been a straighter way to handle that?
I don't even know what he's talking about. So like, some guy touched him in the.
Some guy touched his belly and then dragged his hand down and kind of grazed his.
That's fucking
genitals.
gross. No, no.
Okay, so I should have said that. Like, that's fucking gross. I should have come over to you and been like, "That's fucking gross. Let's get out of here."
No.
But because I'm kind of gay, I'm like, whatever.
No.
What?
What should he have done?
So if some guy touches my stomach, raises his hand down to my crotch.
In a gay area, keep in mind, outside of a gay bar.
Yeah.
I would have pushed him off of me. I would have been like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay, so I should have turned around and been like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yes, that's gross.
Okay, so I'm somewhat gay because I was like, I didn't
Let me do that to a girl. Let me touch her stomach and be like, that's fucking disgusting. No. That's
well,
gross.
I'm not a girl, and neither was he.
And he's a fucking
Gay stuff
guy.
is different than guy and girl stuff. It's just different.
No.
Okay, so then I must be kind of gay because I was like, that was kind of nice.
Okay, up to you.
But what I'm saying is not up to you. Don't do libertarianism. Just say like.
I'm not your dad. Like
you. I'm not. Oh my God, you're so obnoxious. Oh God.
I was gonna do a poll in the chat.
You know what I'm gonna do right now? I'm gonna throw this fucking phone at your fucking head because you're such a fucking asshole. Tomorrow you're out of here. I don't ever want to see you again. Goddamn fucking waste of time. Why do I gotta waste my time with these fucking assholes? I'm sick of it, Grace. I'm sick of these fucking people. Suck my dick, faggot.
It fucking sucks.
You know, there's cool gays and then there's guys like you, and you fucking suck. Fucking faggot ass bitch.
No, Dad, I paid for this hostel. I
No,
paid for
fuck
this.
I'm not doing this.
What happened? What
Cocksuckers. You're a rude fucking faggot is what you are.
What? I was talking to you the whole time.
No, Dad, he is rude. I
Fuck
totally
him.
fucking agree. But
No, it's fine.
this is, I paid for our bunks.
I can't wait to hear about it in the news. You got your fucking ass kicked, killed, or whatever else. You deserve it. You're a victim, little bitch. Trying to fucking help you out. You know that?
I'm listening to you.
No, you're not. You just as soon as you fucking feel like you be a rude cocksucker.
All right.
So enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Now.
Lalo, shut the
Oh, yeah,
fuck up.
real
Shut the
fucking
fuck up.
respectful.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up.
No. You have friend you hang with your fucking F slur friend. Okay? That's what you want to do. I don't want to do it. I'm sick of it. I don't want to be around people who tell this kind of person to get fucking lost.
I told him to call his friend, but I didn't have another place for him.
Yeah.
What am I?
And you don't have a place for me either, so I'm out of here and I'll let you know.
Well,
I'll go back to West Hollywood. I'm sure those people will be nicer than this fucking loser.
Look, if I tried to kick him out, the hostel would. If he causes a scene, then we all run the risk of getting kicked out.
He's gonna cause a scene.
Yeah, he already has caused a scene. I was thinking that maybe if we could work it out, at least he could leave tomorrow.
Well, it didn't get worked out.
Okay, well then now
It's
we have a
not your
problem.
fault, but
Then now we have a problem.
I don't want.
got
Why do
one.
I have to put up with this shit?
I don't think you do. I don't think you do. If you want to
A
go,
grown
go
man
somewhere else.
Trying to be nice to people.
I
and they
agree.
Fucking act like
I was trying to
assholes. Fuck
de-escalate.
them and fuck you too.
So you think you should stay here?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't think I did too much.
You think your behavior is a minimum standard for sharing a room with people who paid for your room?
Yeah, I was willing to be quiet. I've been quiet since you left, so.
You've been quiet since he left. That's your response.
Well, the point being is that, like, I would be willing to be quiet, so unless you were so perturbed by me disagreeing.
No, but that doesn't really work because you were acting like an asshole, and then we needed to resolve something before you just dipped out. That's kind of your problem at that point, don't you think?
So if I were an asshole, it'd be wrong.
You were an asshole outside, you were an asshole. Yes, if I'm paying for your bunk, which I did, you shouldn't be. You should resolve it with that person before you all go to bed.
I was talking to him the whole time, and then he gave up. Off of what?
You were being rude the whole time.
Okay, so off of what?
On top of
what
that,
was the thing that made him
so
give
do
up?
you think that your behavior has met a minimum standard for somebody who is paying for your room?
If I were him, is what I'm saying.
That's not my question.
Yes.
That's not my
Yes.
question.
I'm answering by yes.
You think your behavior met a minimum standard for sharing a room with somebody who's paying for your bed
Yeah.
and who paid for your room last night
Yeah.
and paid for your Uber
Yes.
and paid for your food and paid for your drinks and paid for your flight. You think that's reasonable? You think that's reasonable?
I thought there would be like some turmoil. I get it. I'm
No.
complaining about it.
It's not that. No, the content bit is not working for me. You're being rude to me too now.
No.
You're being rude to both of
I'll be
us.
honest with you. I'm not.
No,
trying to be
you're
mean.
being rude. You've been
I wanna
rude
hurt
this
your
whole
feelings.
time.
What?
No, that's also rude.
How?
Everything you're doing is fucking crazy.
Okay, then I'll just shut up.
It's the way you are. I'm never doing this again. I'm never fucking doing this again. Lalo was just playing around. Isn't he super funny and awesome content? It wasn't a bit. I am so fucking sick of babysitting, man.
How's that my fault?
Holy shit. Shut the fuck up.
How's that my fault?
You needed me to babysit you.
How?
You started shit with that guy. You walked in here and acted like an asshole. You are such a... And it's not just you, too. It's not just you, but you were doing that. Because you think Adam's cool, right? So you want to make me do, even though I was literally complaining to you about how Adam was acting. You want to act like him, right? Because he fucking punched you, and now you want to act like Adam, right? So put me in the babysitting position again. You're such a fucking piece of shit for doing that to me. You know you really
You're
are.
a victim? I didn't try to
I
do
literally
anything.
complained to you about this man-child. What do?
I've never
Act
tried
like
to
a
start
man-child.
like this. No, it's not true. What? No, but keep going though. Like, what do you mean?
Shut the fuck up, nigga.
Okay.
You collab with Losers Grace, your fault. Yeah, good point. Like, seriously, good point. Good point. If I can't do better than this, I just shouldn't do it at all. Holy shit. Shouldn't have let her pay for all your shit either, Lalo. You're basically at her whim. Yeah, you know what he asked for too? 1/3 of the donos. Fucking unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Jesus Christ. How low is my fucking self-esteem? How low is my fucking self-esteem? Yeah, 1/3. You're not getting shit, nigga. Fuck you. Fuck Adam, too. Fuck both of you, fucking babies. Rude asshole loser men. Fuck both of you so much. Both of you. Enjoy the room.